Alright, we're back with another review, this time taking a look at Iceman from Medicom Toys' MAFEX Iceman collection. Let's get into it. I'm just going to say this right off the bat. I didn't even know how much I was paying for this. It came to my door, I just opened the box, I took a look at the receipt, and we're basically at 200 Canadian dollars for this figure, and I am really not happy with that. Okay, never mind, I forgot to add the $36 in customs that I paid for, so we're well over $200 for this figure. Whatever, no point in complaining, because we are collecting the entire MAFEX Iceman line, so let's get into it. So we got Bobby Drake here, not to be confused with Aubrey Drake, who recently just released Iceman as well. But what we have here is it's a clear plastic, blue plastic MAFEX figure. It's kind of crazy that, you know, in 2026 that this is what we're getting. It's just, there's absolutely no attempt to make him look icy. Here's a close-up of the figure. You can see some paint on the belt there. The joints don't really match the color of the figure itself. And the way that my light's set up, you can kind of see every joint. With the lack of paint or frosting effects, you start to see imperfections in the figure. I see some whitening in the peg back here. You can kind of see the crotch sticking out there. A little bit more whitening through that side as well. All of like the small kind of cup joints, you can see them there. If you look at the top of his head, you can see the cup where the ball peg attaches into. In certain angles and the way that the light hits, you're really going to see where those joints enter into the mold. I do like the shape and the proportions of this figure, although I do think his head looks really small. It's kind of how Jim Lee drew his characters anyways. They were, you know, very muscular and the heads were sort of small, so here comes MAFEX again with the janky-ass torsos. Just try to put that back. I'm not really liking how this looks. You have the elbow peg and the wrist peg, and they're close to each other, but not quite, so it almost looks like he broke his arm there. My belt is already starting to scuff up here. Actually, the paint is coming right off on that spot right there. This is just not good. Man, come on. Here's a close-up of the face, and I do think this resembles what Bobby Drake looks like in the 90s X-Men comics. I think it's pretty accurate. It's just a generic face when we look at it. At least there's some decal on the eyes there and some paint around there. The eyebrows appear to be sculpted. That looks good. Medicom, where is the paint on this? This could have been actually a really good figure if we just, you know, shaded it, painted it, made it look like he's snow, ice, you know? Taking a look at the articulation, we know he's going to move well because this is a pretty well-designed MAFEX figure. You can look up about that much. You can look down really far. The head can go all the way around, side to side. It also side bends. It is kind of cool to be able to see the joints there kind of working, but the arm can go up all the way and around. It can come out to the side this much. There's a nice butterfly joint here that can move forward and back. Can cross the arms in front of him. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. The standard MAFEX wrist peg up and down, and then you would just rotate the peg to produce the inward and outward movement. Forgot to mention when he looks up, the neck is a little bit gappy there. The torso moves pretty well. It can rotate side to side with the upper and lower pegs there. Can bend forward about that much. He can bend really far back, but look at the size of the gaps in the chest and the underwear line there. Looks kind of silly. The legs can move up about that high. The hips do drop down for additional movement. Legs can move apart about that much. You can see where the thigh swivel is up top there. Double jointed knees. Feet move up and down. You can rotate side to side, and you can also pivot the ankle inwards. And we have toe articulation. The boots are sculpted, but there's no articulation there. So I guess one of the redeeming qualities of this figure is it does pose really well. The joints are like basically all freed up. Mine actually moves very well. Like there's no restriction, there's no squeaking or anything like that when I'm playing with the joints. You can get down really low, you know, in some gliding poses. I think you can have fun with this figure. Can get really low. It's awesome. I like the motion in the torso, movement in the torso looks really good, clean. Basically, you can get a fist right down on the floor and look up. That's really good. It's going to make for some really good gliding poses. Iceman comes with 2 additional heads, so we have this grinning head sculpt, and I have a little bit of paint imperfection there in the middle of the teeth there, but otherwise it came out pretty good. We also have this alternate head sculpt with the hair. I like that one. I think I might display it like this. We have 5 pairs of hands, so we have our fisted hands. We have some open palms. Got some relaxed hands. We have some karate chop hands. We get 2 blast effects that are attached to a hand. They just port into the wrist pegs really easy. We get 2 longer ice blast effects. They just port into the karate chop hands. And the figure holds it fine. There's no kind of, you just have to counterbalance it, but there's no arm dropping or anything like that. We get this really heavy ice slide effect. It looks pretty good. It's really nice and heavy, and it can display the figure no problem. So you can get some nice crouching poses, some sliding poses with it. You also get your typical MAFEX display stands. The stands can port into the hole that's on the larger stand so that you can attach your crotch cradle or whatever you want to attach there. So hold them into place. Okay, so just hear me out here. Take a look at this effect piece. Take a look at this effect piece. Look at the paint on it. Look at the kind of the shading that you can see going from transitioning from one color to like a more clear. Could we just not have done this on the figure? I know these are not the same plastics as the figure itself, but could we not have just done, honestly, for $200 for the accessories to just be painted? That's just like such a bummer. I don't know. Could we not have done this? Or I'm not an action figure maker or anything like that, but can we not paint this plastic the same way that we paint this plastic? Maybe somebody knows in the comments, but let me know. It does look really cool on top of this stand. I do really like it, although it's not as flat as I want it to be, so sometimes it is hard to get the figure to balance on it. For size comparisons, here he is next to the 2 most recent X-Men releases. We have Jubilee on the left and Rogue on the right. MAFEX Psylocke and MAFEX Storm. MAFEX Cyclops and MAFEX Jean Grey. MAFEX Wolverine and MAFEX Gambit. The MAFEX X-Factor Cyclops and MAFEX Magneto. And it would have been really nice if he came with the alternate belt, like the inhibitor belt, and then it would have fit in with the Cyclops, which we really don't have anybody to go with this Cyclops yet. Here's the whole team up to date. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends Sentinel. Here's his buddy Spider-Man from MAFEX as well. Here's a couple of Marvel Legends. We have Juggernaut on the left and Sabretooth on the right. Here's a Marvel Legends 97 Nightcrawler. And lastly, next to some generic Marvel Legends goons. Oh, I really wanted to like this figure so much, but unfortunately with the lack of paint on the figure and the accessories being painted, it just doesn't do it. And man, MAFEX has really been falling off at the last couple of releases from these X-Men figures. What are we doing? Like, look at this. These 2 figures are from the exact same line by the same makers, and this thing is absolutely peak for action figures. Like, look at this. And then you just look at the Iceman. You're like, they're from the same team, same company. It's like, what happened here, man? All right, let me know in the comment section. Are you picking this guy up? Are you happy with it? What did you think about this review? Head on over to @plastic.life for more action figure picks. Always remember, at the end of the day, this is your collection. Just buy whatever makes you happy. Hope to catch you in my next reviews. Take care.